Ha! I warned you. I bloody warned you. I'm back.
It's true. Yes, I know I'm late. There will be an explanation later. But for now you will recognise this bridge as the one crossing the Collie River. The point where I stopped my attempt to walk the length of the Bibbulmun track last November. It's now late August and I'm here to finish the job. And this time I'm determined to succeed. I have around 700 kilometres to go and 5 weeks to do it in. So please join me as I once again thrust myself deep into virgin bush and head south.
I'm approaching the end of the first day's walk. I have to say I'm knackered. I'm going to have to get fitter quickly if I'm going to finish this. It's only been 13 k's. That's what a break does for you. I'm currently at the Wellington Dam Spur. This is a trail that leads out towards the west, towards Wellington Dam, which is quite a spectacular sight in its own right. It's a 20 odd k spur trail, so it's a full day's walk out there to go and view the dam, but is not part of the Bibbulmun track, so I will not be doing it, certainly not this trip. There is a hut, a shelter hut. That is Lyle's Mill shelter. That is the first one on the Wellington Spur, but unfortunately not the one we're heading to tonight. We are heading to Yaberup Hut, which is along the Bibbulmun track that way, and I've got another 450 metres to go. Okay, I can see the hut through the trees there, so I'm within spitting distance of it. Usual question now, of course, is what am I faced with when I get there? Am I crowded people, one or two, or on my own? We'll find out in a minute. I can't see anybody at this stage. Morning. This is Yaberup campsite. Got here about 4:30 yesterday afternoon. There were a couple of people here, a couple of ladies, so I didn't film the arrival. Some people don't like being filmed first up. We were later joined by a young chap, an American. He came about an hour later. They've all departed now. It's about 8 o'clock and I'm just about to leave. I got a 20k walk today to the next campsite, which is Nogara Up. Most of it's downhill, thankfully. Short walk yesterday and I was knackered at the end of it, so I'm going to need to get track fit pretty quick. The more observant amongst you would have noticed that I have the old Bella with me. The smaller bag was all very well for a weekend walk last November, but quite frankly I just couldn't fit enough into it for an extended hike, so we're back to the old one. She's a lot lighter this time round. I've learnt some valuable lessons. The big tent has gone, a lot of the heavy equipment has gone and been changed for lighter equipment, and as I set out yesterday with 6 days rations aboard, I was under 17 kilograms, which is a considerably better scenario than I started out with last time. On top of that, I have a new piece of equipment. This little device here goes around my waist rather than on my shoulders, and it carries phones and batteries and all the really heavy stuff. Believe it or not, in that little package there is 2 kilograms of weight. Her name is Poppy. Why Poppy? Well, she's a new member of my equipment, and Poppy is a new member of the family. So today's walk is with Bella and Poppy. Spent the last half an hour walking along the edge of Lake Mervyn Dam, and now that we've come to the end of it, we now get to cross the dam. On the other side's a picnic site. I'm going to sit down, rest up there for 15-20 minutes and take a break. Somewhat disappointingly, the picnic area isn't a picnic area, it's just an open space of ground. I was hoping for tables and chairs and possibly a loo and rubbish bins, but none of that's here. Still, I'll have a break here for 20 minutes and then carry on. After fighting my way through fairly dense bush for the last 5 or 6 kilometres, we finally break out onto the Preston Road and into some open countryside. Just around the corner is the Mumby Pub, which would be a wonderful place to sit for half an hour or so and have a decent lunch and a break. But unfortunately, being a Monday, it's closed. I will, however, take a break out the front of it and have something to eat, even if it's a snack rather than a pub lunch. Nice break at the pub. Unfortunately not a pub lunch, but it'll do. Now we're back on the track, and for the next couple of kilometres we're on the railway line. A bit like the run into Dwelling Up. These are a bit of a Bibbulmun icon, and I couldn't possibly not film them. 7 old microwaves turned into, well, letterboxes. What else do you do with them? This is the hardest I've worked all day. 2.5 k's up out of the valley on a red road. It's long, it's boring, it's hard work, and with no shelter. The sun's beating down on me, it's hot. Still, on the upside, we've got plenty of good views back down through the valley. That's where I've come from, way down there, the other side of the lakes. You can see the road curving around to the left, all the way up there. It's long, it's hot, it's dusty. Dinner looks fresh tonight. Got to the top of the hill at long last. That was a slog. We now go back into the forest at Preston National Park. At long last, Nogara Up comes into view. It's just over there in the valley. 2 girls here tonight, the 2 from last night. One's already there and one's coming up the path right behind me. Come on, you can do it. Good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is. That's Nogara Up done. It's a pretty place, it's beautiful. It's set in a little valley with what appears to be a winter stream at the bottom of it. Spent the night here with the 2 girls from Yaberup last night, Jodie and Jeanette. Both of which are travelling south with me. They're one-hatting, so I'll be with them again tonight. And Dan, who turned up a little bit later, he's travelling north, so we won't see him again. Today's walk is 22 kilometres long, but mostly flat by the look of the map, although there are some bumps in the way. I'm going to have to start pretty soon. It's 9 o'clock now, so I'm running a bit late. Ran into a bit of a problem last night. My air mattress kept on deflating on me, so I didn't get a real good night's sleep. I've had a quick look this morning, can't find a punch or anything in it, but I don't have soap, a spray bottle or a bath, so it's a bit hit and miss. All I can do is try again tonight, and hopefully maybe it's just a dodgy valve or something. But for now, we're off, and let's get today's walk done. There's a kangaroo on the path 100 metres in front of me. Just sat there looking at me at the minute. I don't know if he'll stay there for very long. There he goes. Right, I'm within a kilometre of Grimwade. Once again, Jodie and Jeanette will be there tonight. They are both with me at least until Ballingup tomorrow, at which point of time I think we will separate. Grimwade has just undergone some renovations of some sort, and there are signs either side of it saying you can't get in before 5 o'clock, but I'm assured by northern walkers that that's actually not the case, so we should be able to get in there alright. Been 23 k's today in hot weather, or at least warm weather. It's been a struggle. I can't wait to get track fit so that this isn't such hard work. Took about a week last time, week 10 days.
I reached Grimwade shelter at about 3 p.m. with Jeanette hot on my heels. We had walked in company for the previous couple of kilometres, and it was nice to have some conversation. The usual afternoon chores were undertaken, setting up camp and lighting a fire, and we were later joined by Kip, a day walker from Ballingup, and rejoined by Jodie after her journey from Nogara Up. The next day I was due to reach Ballingup, the next track town, but although I did have a resupply box waiting for me, I had not organised any accommodation. Failure to get any meant that I would be camping in the open that night, a prospect I did not relish. Join me again next time to see if I secured a bed of sheets or the forest floor.